Welcome to the Ripper's Rapcast. First episode, I'm your host, Hayes the Ripper. This will be the number one stop for hip-hop in the future, but for now, we're going to break it down raw. I remember you in my first song in my little sister's bathroom. I had the best acoustics in the house on a fucking microphone that was suspended from some yarn and a shoestring tacked up to the ceiling and shit, you know? You gotta do what you gotta do. We're going to break down new artists. I'm going to give you guys plugs. I'm going to break down podcasts. I'm going to break some health and fitness tips for you. We're going to talk about life, talk about people losing their kids, anxiety, depression, drugs. We're going to talk about fucking politics. That's why the first episode we're going to call Political Gangsters. And we're going to break down Biggie versus Big Pun. I want y'all's opinion on it. Y'all give me that. We're going to see what the fans say, but I'm going to say what I have to say about it. Now, for the very first topic, because everybody keeps asking me about my writing style. I don't use pen and paper to write anymore. For years I haven't, because Biggie and Jay-Z did it. Why can't I do it, right? I looked at Big and the shit he said in some of his interviews about how he would take some song and he would have the first line of it. He's writing the first line. He'll go over it and over again. And by the time he gets to the third line, he repeats the first, second, third. When he gets to the fourth line, boom, 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 down the line, dot, dot, dot. So by the time he's done 16 bars, he might have done the song 20 times. So he knows it. He goes in the verse, goes in the booth, drops the verse, spits his shit, and he's out. And it's raw, it's live, it's got more emotion to it. It's not like somebody's fucking reading off of a page, and it's just a lot better, man. If you can't perform like that, then you can't perform your song on stage, is the way I feel about it. If you gotta really be able to perform when you're in the studio as well as on stage, because people want to hear it having really close to, if not the same quality. They want to hear the same vibe, same type of energy whenever you out there. So what I do is I sit around, I'll do the same shit as Big. I repeat a line. If I'm going to write something, like on my fucking DMT song, Dimethyltryptamine. Y'all check out the Spirit Molecule documentary if you want to know a little bit more about DMT. But it's like, Dimethyltryptamine, my breath will give the dream, my breath so mystery, 5 extra histogram. Dimethyltryptamine, my breath will give the dream. Alright, so I'm sitting there, I'm repeating it over and over in my head. Dimethyltryptamine, my breath will get the dream. Da-na-na-na-na-na. All the da-na-na-na-na-na. Those little words, those little fucking noises turn into words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dimethyltryptamine, my breath will get the dream. My breath will mystery. 5 extra histogram. That's how I break my shit down. That's a little tip of the day for y'all. Now, we're gonna move through this shit quick. I'm not really trying to fucking edit everything and have it perfect. I'm not trying to cut out a whole lot, but we're going to do some parts because I'm not really sure how this whole shit goes. And I'm doing it from my fucking phone because we got some technical difficulties to where my wires are messed up. I'm not able to use the GoPro. Blah, whatever. I got tired of not putting it out, so I'm just saying fucking using the phone to do it. Now, we got our first call in from Devin Devine. We're going to go ahead and play his music, and y'all, let's see how it goes.
What's going on, everybody? I like to introduce myself and let you know I go by the name Devin Devine. I'm 23 years old, coming straight out of Louisville, Kentucky. 502 stand up. Shout out to everybody doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm an independent artist. I rap, I sing, I make my own beats, and I engineer all my own music, you know, creativity, craft, whatever word you want to, you know, put to it, you know what I'm saying? I consider myself just all around just a real visionary, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even really got to put it out there, but if you go listen to the music, you'll definitely notice that I'm different. I'm not like these other rappers out here, you know what I'm saying? I talk about that real shit. I talk about real life. I talk about what's really going on out here in the world, all the corruption. I'm not afraid of nothing, and I'm no holds barred, and I spit the hardcore truth. So if you're tired of listening to all these other rappers out here spitting all that same goofy, diddy bop ass shit, man, come fuck with a real nigga like me, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Hayes the Ripper for putting this podcast together. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, make sure y'all stay in tune. Gone. Don't know why these niggas hating, family going fake, but I believe in fate, so I'ma be straight. Just give me my space so I can be great. I know I'm the realest and can't nobody relate, and I'm one of the best in my city and my state. When I make it out, you know how I'ma celebrate. Roll some good weed, light it up and elevate. I be up all night, can't get no sleep. Everything I want, I know it's waiting for me. I gotta go get it. It's waiting for me. I gotta go get it. I be up all night, can't get no sleep. Yeah. Everything I want, I know it's waiting.
And we back. Wouldn't that dope? I love whenever artists will hit the show up and it hasn't even been formed yet. I love whenever artists will call in, or anybody who's doing any kind of type of music, any kind of photography, anything, no matter what it is you're crafting and whatever you're hustling out there. If somebody's making arts and crafts, if somebody's a fucking carpenter, if somebody works on old auto body mechanic shit, whatever, we gonna talk about it. Shout out 502 to the city of Louisville. I know there's a lot of shit going on, man. There's a lot of bullshit going on in the city. I ain't even trying to speak on all that, but I will talk about these political gangsters. Last night I was having a conversation with one of my closest friends and my blood relative, and we talking about these political gangsters and how you got the right side, the left side, you got the fucking Democrats, Republicans, red and blue, they're basically Crips and Bloods, right? You got the white and the black side, the gray and the fucking opposite of the gray side, whatever side you want to call it, whatever names you want to use. The point is, why do you have these parties, these systems that are set up to have people who are only voting for one side, no matter what the person is? They're not voting for the person, they're voting for their fucking team. That's what it is. We're so focused on teams. That's one of the reasons I like MMA so much, is because compared to a lot of these other team sports, it's on you. It's on that person. Yeah, you might have some coaches, you might have training partners, you might have a whole fucking staff of people, masseuses and shit even. But at the end of the day, when you're in there, it's you. It's just you. It's the rawest, purest form of fucking human expression through physical actions, using the people like chess pieces, right? Different strikes, different techniques. You got to break them down physically, mentally, sometimes more than that. That's one of the most beautiful parts about it. I want to give a shout out, y'all. Not to this, but I do drink a lot of this shit. Give a shout out and a podcast plug to the Believe You Me podcast with Michael Bisping and Louis J. Gomez. Fuck you, Harrington. Y'all go check that out. They was actually one of the first podcasts to ever play any of my songs. On an older episode, they play Hollow Truth. We'll link that in the video description below. Y'all don't forget to give this a like, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps the algorithm. It helps YouTube know that you want to see our shit, and know that the more shit we put out, if you guys like it, it'll direct it and put it at the top of y'all's feed. So if y'all are seeing this on Instagram, on fucking Facebook, whatever it is, just give it a like, give it a heart, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. This camera's going everywhere, isn't it? Fuck. I'm telling y'all, I know it's fucked up right now, but bear with me. In the next few episodes, things are gonna look a lot better. If y'all have ever seen any of my Smoking 8 podcast episodes, then you know that I do have a better camera set up than this. I just haven't been able to fucking get it going, and I got tired of waiting. Now we're on to the next segment. Hip hop history. Y'all ever heard Snoop Dogg talking about Nas? Man, there's a story where Snoop's talking about him and some of his homies are doing their thing. And Snoop runs with the Blues. And Nas, he pulls up, he's in LA and shit. He comes over, he wants to visit, wants to holler at Snoop Dogg. Snoop's chilling, he's on the porch. Nas is in an all red suit. He hops out, he's not even saying nothing. He's running up on Snoop. People starting to get uncomfortable and start circling around him. And Snoop knows what that is. Nas not coming from that gang culture. He didn't know, not really being aware of it, probably just thinking, oh cool, I'm Nas, I'm good, man. Snoop pulled him aside and explained shit to him and said, homie, you gotta check yourself around here. You can't run up wearing an all red. He had one of them old puffy jackets people used to wear back in the 90s and the early 2000s and shit. You know how it is, a red cap and all. Man. Another story Snoop was telling was about Pac and Nas. And Pac had heard Nas say some shit on an interview he didn't like, so he walked up to him, and he's in New York, and he confronted him about it, not knowing or giving a fuck that Nas had like 30, 40 dudes who was starting to surround and starting to move. And Snoop said, coming from that whole gang background, he has a mentality that he starts gripping his shit. He starts, hey man, we gotta get out of here. There's too much shit going on. There's too many people, too many moving parts. And Pac, being who Pac was like, nah, fuck that. It's just kept going to Nas, and Nas is like, I love you, Tupac. That's all he said was, I love you, Pac. It's dope, man. That's fucking dope. Man, fuck. I'm not even sure, breaking down this whole shit, all these different segments, how this is gonna go. But I do know that at the beginning of this episode, I said something about using Biggie and Pun as the first of the fucking War of Art. The War of Art is going to be a segment where we're going to have 2 artists, 2 albums, 2 songs, maybe even 2 verses going up against each other. I'm gonna do my breakdown, give my opinion on the shit, and then I'm gonna get your guys's. And then once we get the fan base built up, I'm gonna tell you guys what next week's is, so that I can tell the fan shit on the particular episode instead of on the next episode. But for now, y'all gonna hear about the results on the next episode from this one. Anyway, my breakdown of Pun and Big is, see man, Big Pun was more lyrical on the scale of just pure wordsmith ability. At the peak of his fucking prowess, Pun's shit reached a higher peak than Big's. Big might have been more consistent with the level of skill that he was bringing to it, because there's some Pun songs that I don't fucking listen to at all, and I definitely like more songs of Biggie's, and that goes a long way. So it's like, if you're talking about just pure lyricism, then Pun. If you're talking about overall career, you definitely gotta go with Big, because Big had conceptual albums. Biggie, he did have a hell of a lot more marketing behind him and a much bigger platform to use than Pun did. But Pun was just going out there and killing shit lyrically, doing his thing. Big was trying to craft, the life and myth of the Notorious B.I.G. He was trying to tell a story, and he was a fucking Mark Twain type rapper, somebody who had more Shakespearean goals. You look at it however you want to, but that's how it is. Tragedies, fucking love songs, fucking power. It's all there, man. It's just repeated in different ways and just changed into street terms. And don't think Big didn't know about him either. You gotta dig up some older interviews, but Big, he talked about fucking Shakespeare. Big was a very intelligent man. It's just, once he started getting around with Pac, he changed up a little bit. Everybody changes up. You do get older, you shit gets in a different style, but you go from bullshit and party, or party and bullshit, whatever it's called, to Ready to Die album, It's a completely different Big. And Pac said that happened when he started hanging around fucking with him. I know I'm talking about ancient shit, man, but that's the type of hip hop that I'm into. I don't give a fuck about the shit that comes on the radio these days, and yeah, I'll hear some of it, and I'll try to stay intact and keep in touch with what's going on in the culture and the music, but there's only a couple of artists that I even fuck with. And I'm gonna get them people on here eventually, man. One of the most important artists that I fuck with, just leading and making moves, and someone who's actually lifting people up and has a movement that is a positive movement and is causing change and relevant choices that cause people to actually go out and focus and do their own things to cause change and help people in their community, especially the Latina community, is Snow the Product. So we're gonna feature No Really I'm Good by Snow the Product. If y'all get this on Anchor, you can hear the Spotify song. We're gonna go ahead and play that. Blah. And we back. Yeah, I'm fucking use my hand as a cover because I'm not really sure, and I don't have anything to be like, cut, next scene, fuck you guys. So if I just cover this up, bam, we back. It's simpler with whenever we doing this shit and editing. I'm telling y'all, all the behind the scenes shit, I'll give you motherfuckers a view of me editing it once I have the ability to. We're gonna start running live streams. We're gonna do Q&As. Some people send in a couple of questions now. Where I say rap in 10 years. Where do I see rap in 10 years? At the rate that they're doing shit now, and you got people that aren't even saying fucking words on some songs, or some songs, and I have nothing against bilingual songs, but some songs that I've been hearing on the radio are completely in Spanish. And people don't know what to say, but it's a vibe, so they like it. So that tells me the direction they're going in. Will be like one of these skit videos from Crank Lucas. Shout out Crank Lucas. We'll put that video in the description below. Y'all go check out Crank Lucas. And he said in 10, 15 years, hip hop's gonna be like, he's gonna hear motherfuckers just breathing to a beat. Probably. And then eventually people are gonna want you to read their fucking mind and their facial expression and shit. It's stupid the direction we're going in with the terms of people not even using skill or using lyricism. Motherfuckers don't get booed off stage enough. There's too many participation trophies and everybody's shaking everybody's hand and everybody wants other people to wipe their ass for them, basically. Nobody wants to fucking grow up and do their own thing. Man, fuck this. Fuck y'all. I come from, and in my heart, hip-hop, where if you whack, we booed you off stage, man. I've told motherfuckers, you whack, go. I've won almost every little tournament around the fucking city of Louisville, man. And I've seen it. I've seen it in other country. I ain't even in another country. I've seen it in other cities, up in Cincinnati, man. Seen it, that's a completely different state, even if it is just a little bit up north, going to Ohio. In Indiana, no matter where it is, different shit, different people, same bullshit. You see people out there who want to shake everybody's hand and build everybody up, and I'm all about telling people, yeah, good job, keep trying this shit, but if somebody's fucking whack, tell them, because they're just going to embarrass themselves, and a lot of people are wasting their lives chasing after a dream that they're not going to be able to accomplish. And I'm not hating, I'm not talking shit to you people, y'all know how it is, man. Not everybody's going to make it to the fucking NFL, right? A lot of people are badass players in high school, even college, and they don't have a chance in the NFL. Same thing with any other venture that you want to do it with. If you want to be the greatest fucking surgeon in the world and you go to medical school, you might be top 5 in your class, and then when you go to a hospital, you might be the worst motherfucker there, because everybody in the hospital is better than everybody that was in your class. Or it might be reversed. You might be, one of the worst people in your class, but you got a particularly badass class. But when you go to some hospital, they might not be as good, and you might be one of the top surgeons there from the get-go, from the jump, off the bat. Now, no matter how it is, no matter what kind of views you have on shit, you have to look at it as people using their abilities to create something that's beautiful, and I'm all about sharing art. So if anybody's got some kind of music they want to send in, if anybody wants to send in an interview or send in a little segment, eventually we're going to get it to where we can have call-ins with people. But like we had earlier with Devin, shout out to Devin again, man. 502. Gotta put it up for the Louisville, man. Gotta put it up for all these artists coming from places that are near and dear. We're gonna have people who are running shit in the background, production. I'm gonna have my own version of a young Jamie, like fucking Joe Rogan on his podcast eventually. But right now, it's just me. So we're gonna cut this shit short. I'm not really sure what topics I didn't get to, what shit I didn't speak on, what the fuck I wanted to. Let me see. No, I guess it's time for a little bit of shameless plugging, right? I got my anxiety album, my anxiety mixtape dropping here soon. Y'all go check out Hollow Truth video. Y'all go check out the fucking remix I did of Jelly Rolls, Wheels Fall Off. I got that. We're gonna drop that shit in the bottom. Thank you to my boy in Switzerland for making the beat. And y'all, fuck out of here, man.
Remember when with them us agreeing to play with other people, not a piece to be the piece to the vase. Now I'm the reason that you bleeding under steeples and pray. You committed treason first, try to leave and I stay. Then we came to a bargain, bitch, from banging in arguments. Up on the table till it breaking the carpet rips.